Hello and welcome back to Dread Delusion. And I got myself an Apostatic Union passport. Bought it from Hallowtown. And we're gonna see where this leads. See if we can lower this bridge. And then back to Ferropolis. Hey, buddy. Guess what I've got? I've got a passport union, a passport right here. Alright, where am I? More lockpicks. Anything behind the waterfall? Nope. So I think technically we're in the first zone. Yeah, that's it. There's the mushrooms. The big wall. Is that the fortress? Vela's fortress. I think that's it. What else we got here? We got a cube. Oh, and an elevator. So it's a shortcut. Oh, hello, friend. Looks like you escaped from the flesh farm. Oh, its eyeball is following me. Can I talk to you? Alright, good luck. Stay safe, my fleshy friend. Oh, this whole place is infested by flesh blobs. Parrying buckler. I don't use bucklers. I don't parry. Alright, let's unlock the elevator. Been a while since I've been here. Now, where's the fortress? I want to get back. There it is. We can take this shortcut here. Clockwork Kingdom. Alright, so all of that was a shortcut. Back to Ferropolis. Got a lot of work to do here. Gotta check every butt in the city. And there's a lot of people here. A lot of people, a lot of butts. Now, there's some buildings out here I didn't really check before. Can't read these signs, but there are people in here. This is the waiting room. What are you waiting for? You hungry? Somehow I've got enough supplies with me for 2 people, even though I'm traveling alone. It's weird, there's stuff in me pack I don't remember packing. Oh, he just gave me some tea. Hi. The citizen has a baby swaddled up and nestled inside their voluminous coat, and is singing them a softly lullaby in a language you don't know. That's a baby? I want to see it. Okay, I see an eyeball. It's very pink. Are you here to see the factor too? You're in for quite a wait, I fear. The factor. Oops, sorry about that. The citizen is remonstrating with a guard, waving a scrap of pink paper. You don't understand. It's these new numbers, you see. My ticket says 144, but now they're telling us every 10 is a 6. So is it actually 144? Or what, 36 plus 44? 70 is it? Oh, and count the bloody 0. See, only a wizard can make sense of it. Now I've been waiting for 2 hours already to see the factor, and I just want to know. What is this factor? We just got here from Cloudpine Oblast. Held on as long as we could, but this winter finally did us in. Oh, are these refugees? A lot of folks like us in this town, or so I heard. I'm just hoping the factor can sort us out. May I see the factor? This guard is occupied trying to stop the waiting room descending into chaos. Citizen, I've told you, the Royal Factor is very busy. Your ticket will be called in the order it was. They jerked their head around and to yell at someone across the room. Oi, you over there. I told you to sit down. I've got my eyes on you. Now, citizen, like I was saying. Yeah, it's absolutely chaotic in here. I'll just go in. Don't need no ticket. Hello, are you the factor? If your number's been called, you may speak to the factor. If not, you must stay downstairs. Please stop bothering me. Are you the factor? This stocky, middle-aged woman is methodically entering numbers into a ledger. She does not look up. Your ticket, please. Make up a number 53. She continues writing, eyes fixed on her book. Why, Citizen Javed, you've changed a great deal since I saw you last week. For instance, your missing leg has grown back. Finally, she looks up at you over her spectacles. Her expression is surprisingly kind. I know it's frustrating to be kept waiting like this. I imagine you've come a long way, but we've just had another wave of evacuees from Cloudpine, and every one of them needs a proper bed. So you're not the only one who has urgent business with the Royal Factor today, see? The Royal Factor continues writing, her little wire-rimmed spectacles perching upon her nose. I'm afraid you'll just have to wait your turn, citizen. Downstairs. Show passport. Mikhail sent me. He says hello. Oh yeah, Mikhail told me to see the factor, right? The guy who flew me here. She examined you properly for the first time. Misha sent you? Well, why didn't you say so? Mr. Gallo, hold the tickets, please. Now, let's have a look at this passport. Huh. It's really not a bad likeness, is it? He captured your nose perfectly. She hands the passport back to you. You'll be wanting a travel permit then? I believe I can help, but given your unconventional means of arrival, I will require just a teensy little test of your loyalty. One hand watches the other, see? Honestly, I haven't had to wash in weeks. She wrinkles her nose. I wasn't going to say anything about it. Well, with the half the water pipes in the city still frozen up. You're not the smelliest citizen I've seen to this week. Some days ago, a good caravan was ambushed out in Yansk while on its way to Ferropolis. Only survivor died of their wounds before they could tell us their culprit. Currently, all my militia squads are tied up keeping order in the city, so a proper retrieval mission will have to wait. But there was one particular item in the caravan that we just can't do without. What you're looking for is a royal freight capsule with a chest inside. It should be somewhere northwest of here, in the forest beyond the farmlands. The Factor smiles maternally. If you can bring me the contents of that chest, I think you and I will have a very fruitful relationship. Do I have that contents already? I might. Not yet. Alright, so she said northwest of here. In the forest northwest of here, so I guess that would be here? I mean, I've already been there. Find the royal freight capsule somewhere in the countryside northwest of Ferropolis and bring whatever's inside back to the royal factor. Huh. I've already thoroughly explored that area, I think. Well, what's this, safe passage gonna get me? That's gonna get me a travel permit. But I can still travel the city. Yeah, I don't know where this thing would be. Alright, what's in here? Okay, that's it. Outside. Let me run around a bit, see if I can find this thing. This cargo. Okay, well here's a downed vehicle, but I'm sure I've been here. Could I not get in it before, maybe? Huh. Yeah, this just leads to the shortcut. I ran by here earlier. Pickled head. His withered face is frozen in a look of igneous fixation, while his eyes, rolled back fully into their sockets, gazing into some eternal brinescape of the mind, resemble hard-boiled eggs. Great. Is this thing alive? This head in a jar? Maybe that thing doesn't spawn until you get this quest. Because I ran by here earlier, but I didn't really notice that. Alright, back to Ferropolis. With the invaluable cargo. I don't know exactly what this travel permit is going to do for me. I guess so I don't get in trouble while I'm wandering around Ferropolis, maybe? Not that way. I gotta find an inn and sleep too. It's getting late. Oh, No, I don't want to use that. Trying to put my sword away. I'm back. I found the cargo. Dumped the pickled head on her desk. Friend of yours? The Factor raises her eyebrows and lets out a low whistle. Not personally, but we should thank him nonetheless. After all, he just saved both your head and mine, see? What's so important about this head, anyway? The Factor maintains an impenetrable poker face. That would be Chairman Duncan, the inimitable first leader of the Machinist Guild. Apparently, our king is convinced that he possessed some critical knowledge of the correct path forward for the kingdom. Ever since he died, the guild has been trying to winkle it out of his brain. Oh god. In the meantime, given our current instability, Its Majesty has decreed that the head be moved to Ferropolis and put on display for public veneration to bolster morale, you see. She pats the glass jar gently and smiles at you. I don't know about you, but I feel better already. Absolutely. What's so important about this head anyway? Oh yeah, that's what we just heard. About that travel permit. Yes, let's get you sorted out, shall we? She produces an official-looking parchment and begins filling it in. Not to worry, this will stand up to scrutiny. After all, it's quite real. Charm. So how do you know Mikhail? Seems like you owe him quite the favor. Success. The Factor's quill stops moving. She gives you a cautioning look, then gently sets it down. Misha and I have a good working relationship. In our own way, we both serve the king. Each of us has targets to meet. He has access to goods that are subject to temporary mismatch of supply and demand here in the kingdom, whereas I have a city to feed and clothe, you see? So it's everyone in Ferropolis who owes Mikhail a favor. She stamps the parchment and gives you a bright smile, not least yourself. Well, I believe all is in order here. The gate bridge will be open to you now. Send my love to Misha, won't you? Okay, so yeah, that permit, I think that just opens the gate bridge, so I don't have to take the shit back. Which is nice. I don't think it's for traveling within the city. But now that it's nighttime, let's just wander in here and see what do we got. Everyone's asleep. Glorious treasure. Don't mind me, just gonna rob the place. Where does this person sleep? Can't get up there. Okay, there's a inn right there. Hello. I know it sounds bonkers, but I'd swear the city used to be bigger. Not just more people, I mean bigger. More streets, more houses. Maybe I was just smaller? My memory's just playing tricks on me. Yeah, that happens. Hello. Your leg is missing. Clothes don't fit, lamps don't last, machines don't work. Food ain't filling, water ain't clean, guild don't listen, everything just falls apart, and there's nothing you can do. How's a person supposed to live, huh? Who the hell ever asked for this? In my day, a pair of trousers would last you a decade. 2 or 3 if you were lucky. Now they just rip apart like wet paper after a year. I mean, not that I'm complaining, of course I'm glad to have such things and all. Half of the stuff we never even had before the king. Still, I miss having good trousers. Good pair of trousers is all you need. I suppose we should go to the inn. No, don't take out the spyglass. There we go. Save our game here. The stout woman has an maternal air and voice full of pebbles. Hand-rolled cigarette drops from her mouth. King's favor, pet. Welcome to the Squeaky Wheel Tea House. What can old Baba Xenia do for you? Can I ask you questions? Xenia blows a plume of smoke. Not from around here, are you, pet? Don't fret, nearly everyone in the kingdom came here from somewhere else. What's new here? Snow, mostly. The king, blessed be its name, controls our seasons, see? Used to give us a nice long springs and summers, but this winter was scheduled to end months ago, and it's havoc on our farmers. The king schedules the seasons? Well, I gotta talk to the king about this. I'm sure its majesty must have some plan in mind. And don't believe what you hear about stockpiles running dry. Guild says it's just a rumor spread by the saboteur, meant to make us all panic. There's that saboteur again. Some folk think we should reopen the Hallowshire border, but I don't know, the Apostatic Union's got it in for us. If you ask me, it's no coincidence they started making trouble right after we arrived. We don't get too many outsiders these days. Xenia draws on her cigarette. You said lots of people come here. Why? Oh, they flocked from all over to help build the king. Slev, Lundel, Bion, Vanna, even Puria or further. Lots of them fought for the Union in the God War, but didn't like where it was heading. Now old school Cordovans like myself are almost a minority. Not that I'm complaining, mind. We get the brightest brains in all the Sky Realms hobnobbling in here. That la-di-da erudite academy's got nothing on the squeaky wheel. Let's discuss another matter. Smoke billows from Xenia's nose. More questions, huh? How about Darkstar Mercenary? Know anything about them? Oh, it's been all over the dispatch. That Reg lady Captain Velma, was it? Viola? It's making all kinds of trouble for the Union. Good for her, I say. Mind, if you're looking for Darkstar sorts around here, I'll have to disappoint you. Although there was that adventurer fella who went over to their side 10 or 15 years ago now. Frost, that's what it was. Frost, that was it. Caxton Frost used to be a hero of the kingdom. In the end, his own crewmates chipped him dead in some kinda mutiny. Made the front page that week's dispatch. A lot of folk thought he got what he deserved. Do you think he deserved it? She puffs on her cigarette. I think it's a shame. Shame such a talented fella. Felt he'd be better off with a bunch of Skyfaring reprobates than here in the kingdom. Still, play stupid games and you'll get stupid prizes. Smoke billows from Xenia's nose. More questions, huh? Is it just me, or are a lot of people having memory problems? Xenia's expression of genial indifference suddenly seems fixed in place. She busies herself cleaning a glass with expert nonchalance. Are they now? Can't say I'd noticed. Maybe that's me own memory going funny, huh? I only talked to one guy with obvious memory problems. The guy who thought the city was larger than it was. Xenia, I already knew something weird is happening. It's obvious you know something too. Failed. Baby Xenia, Baba Xenia won't have anyone sullying the name of her late wife's tea house with nonsense and scuttlebutt, let alone some outsider talking shite about shite they don't know shite about. That kind of claptrap helps one person, the saboteur. You hear murmurs of assent around the room. I think we understand each other now, don't we, pet? I understand perfectly. You have any rooms for rent? The Skyward Suite is yours for 5 coins. Why wouldn't I want to sleep there? She said if you don't mind sleeping there. We don't call it the Skyward Suite for nothing, pet. Only the blessed magic of the Clockwork King keeps it off the ground. Some outsiders don't trust it. I'll take it. Right, you are, pet. The room's upstairs on the other end of a long metal gantry. It's the one that's floating in midair. Hi. So I heard this story, right? A man and a woman, lovers they were, like two seeds in a pod. You couldn't pry them apart with a crowbar. Lived in Ferropolis, though. Can't say where they are now. Well, one night these two had an awful fight and went back to their own families for a while. Both of them prayed to the king to make them forget each other. And do you know what? The king answered. What did the king do? Granted their prayers, didn't it? The next morning they both woke up with no memory of ever meeting. And they went on like this for years, searching for someone new, never quite finding the right one. Then one day they met again, in this very tea house, and even though they didn't recognize each other, they were drawn together irresistibly. So how did it end? They got married and had 18 kids. So I heard. Their love was so strong not even the king could keep them apart. They both got their memories back eventually and swore never to make the same mistake again. Can the king actually do that? They glance at each side as if someone is watching them. It's only a story, mate. Fishy. Hi. You heard Dimitri's story? He's full of shit. If my husband forgot who I was, you wouldn't catch me dead reminding him. Ha ha. Alright, we're gonna see if we can sleep and then charm that person. See if we can charm that person downstairs. I got a cool hat. Going to put on my cool hat. Where? Oh, there it is. Oh, a lot of people here. Playing chess? This machinist's face betrays no emotion as they study the board intently. My opponent knows I have pondered every strategy ever played by man or god. What they don't know is that my tea is dosed with an amnesia potion of my own recipe. They are wholly unprepared to face a lunatic. Ah, brilliant strategy. This machinist is leaning back in their seat, drumming their fingers on their teacup with an amused expression. My opponent's knowledge of this game is undoubtedly superior. There's no move I can possibly make that they will not anticipate. However, I know something my opponent does not. I'm cheating. Right. Thanks for telling me. Did you hear about the famine over in Hallowshire? They say the Inquisition's sitting on a great stockpile of food, but hanging anyone who talks about it. Knew it were trouble when the Union moved in over there. Bloody knew it. Where'd you hear that rumor? They look proud. I read it in the Royal Dispatch. Aye, I bloody well read it. Only learned my letters a few years ago. Mind, my son still helps me with the technical words. Who taught you to read? Guild class, weren't it? Machinists round up a bunch of us illiterates in an old godbother's temple. Never seen so many desks in one place. Gave us the month off. Work to learn, too. Grand thing that was. My old folks never had letters, nor their old folks neither. If you'd asked my pa what a comma was, he'd ask if there was good eating on it. Actually, I've recently been to Hallowshire. You do look the traveling type. Maybe you can confirm the news then? I don't know anything about a food stockpile over there. I didn't hear anything about a stockpile. They nod sagely. I'll bet. Not worth anyone's neck to tell you, huh? That's the trouble with hanging folk. Sooner or later, you can't tell what anyone really thinks. I must be off. Well, they are hanging people. For supposedly protecting or hiding gods. Alright, let's see if we can charm this person. Charm. Xenia, I already know something weird is happening. It's obvious you know something too. Success. Xenia blinks, then checks for eavesdroppers and leans in close. Aye, maybe. Maybe folk are a bit absent-minded lately. Can you blame them? Tough times like these will do that to the mind. Thing is, it's getting worse. I tried to keep a diary, what I've forgotten, but it just made me feel pure bonkers. It must be the corruption worming into our heads, twisting things. How do you even talk about something like that? How do you ken something's wrong when you can't remember what it was before? Those folk who do try to discuss it tend to get extra forgetful soon after. She sighs. Listen, pet, maybe don't stay in this land any longer than you need to, huh? I'm sure there's folk back home who'll be missing ya. Smoke billows from Xenia's nose. More questions, huh? Tell me about bottled visions. The kingdom's premier export, so I'm told. A real dream or fantasy, tapped and corked for the buyer's pleasure. But if that's your tipple, you'd best find a licensed vision trader. You sense disapproval in Xenia's voice. Not that I'm judge of mind. It's perfectly legal here, and I ken why it's so popular. Just not old Baba Xenia's personal cup of tea. Besides, I can't be arsed with the extra permits. What can I do in Ferropolis? The city's nearly as tall as it is wide. The higher you go, the richer it gets. See, some say it's dangerous below in the conduits, but that's shite. Good bargains down there if you can where to look. Those big metal kiosks you see folk queuing for are royal summoning stations. That's how we townsfolk get our daily bread. Straight from the king, may its gears turn evermore. Why is this place called the Squeaky Wheel anyway? The Machinist Guild has a saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. To me it means good things go to whoever asks loudest, not always to who needs it most. My late wife saw it differently. She said it was a motto. If you want good things, you've got to make noise. Xenia shrugs. We never did settle that argument. Alright. So something weird is definitely going on with people's memories. These summoning glitches have me at my wit's end. I've been the first one here every morning for 2 weeks running, even when it snows and there's still no bread. What's the king playing at? I shake their head. I'd love to give the bastard who maintains these a piece of my mind. What is this machine exactly? You're not from here, are you? This is a royal summoning station. It's how we common folk get most of our food and goods. Only I don't remember the last time I got what I asked for. What's the source of these glitches? Damn if I know. Guild says it's the saboteur making trouble. Last week I tried asking for a baguette in case it made a difference. No chance. I got some kind of flute made of actual jade. My neighbor says it's a clarinet. A jade clarinet sounds quite valuable. Aye? To who? Listen, pal, nobody around here is buying luxuries right now. Makes no difference if you're a clarinet player or a bloody privy cleaner. Food and fuel are what matters, and there ain't enough of either. I tried to make the best of it, but if the guild catches you selling summoned goods, they flog you in the street. What do they expect us to do? I'll buy the clarinet from you. They snort, clearly skeptical. Very kind, but I already sold it for pennies. Makes a nice toy for my mate's daughter, at least. Hope your luck improves. A lot of missing limbs around here. I guess all the machinery. Hazardous work. Sometimes limb go missing. Get an arm or leg caught in a gear. I heard the saboteur submits hundreds of petitions every day, all in different names, telling the king to make more bootlaces or wind-up dolls or matching sets of teacups. That's why the summons are always such shite. They say the saboteur's got old dungeon full of bonsai gods, scribbling away at it, chained and bound since they was only godlets. Interesting theory, anyway. Oi, no cutting in line. I was here first. Alright, you wait for your clarinet or whatever. I'm going down here. Loot. All these exposed gears, it's so unsafe. Yeah, we talked to this person. They asked me where their house is. Sorry, did you just ask me where your house is? I thought I talked to him. I don't remember this, though. The beggar looks confused, like I didn't expect it to actually stop. Oh, I did. I'm so sorry to bother a fine citizen such as yourself, only I can't seem to find it anywhere. Don't you know where your own house is? They look abashed. King's truth, pal, I've no clue. I know I had one somewhere in the upper city. I just can't seem to recall any of the details. How do you know you had one, then? The beggar delves into the rags around their neck and produces an ornate key on a string, holding it up in their blackened fingernails like a talisman. Because I've got this, a key. Where did you get that key from? It's mine, I swear by the king. I've always had it. Had it in my pocket, and I remember, remember my first night in the streets. It was like a nightmare. I knew I had the house. I'd had the house only the night before. Didn't know shite about sleeping rough. I kept thinking, tomorrow surely I'll find it. Tomorrow this'll be over. Well, that was 2 years ago. The beggar clings to the key like a childhood doll. Gotta be around here somewhere. Could you just try it on some doors? Oh, I tried plenty. Turns out nobody likes you doing that without asking first. And if you do ask first, nobody lets you. They all just thought I was mad. Now the militia knows my face. So it's tough for me to leave the conduits. At least it's warmer down here, where the steam pipes are. I must go, but I can give you some coin. Oh no, don't bother yourself. All I need's to find my house, and I'll be grand. Get me old job back. Get me on my feet. I'll give him some coin anyway. 20 coins. Wait, but... Their eyes well up, torn between shame and gratitude. Thank you, pal. I promise, when I find my house, I'll repay you double, triple. I'll give you a bed whenever you need it. Pour you a dram at any time. I wonder if he does have a house. I've been in here in the conduits before, maybe not this exact area. Hello. This woman is guarding a bucket of water, set down on the ground near the machinery. When she sees you, she tenses up. Oh, is this water you're collecting from the pipes? King's grace to you, citizen. Don't mind me, I have nothing worth stealing. Why are you hiding here with a bucket of water? I'm not hiding, I'm warming it, see? These pipes run right into the mechanarium, and here, look. She grabs your hand and holds it against the metal pipe for a few seconds. It's hot. Wouldn't be right to refuse a gift from the king, now would it? I'm just making sure nothing's wasted. Right. Hi, what are you up to? Weapon? Weapon! Fuck are ye? Oh yeah, he's the guy looking for his, pet something or other. Ever tried to petition for a home in the upper city? Pointless. The king's rejected me because my comedy score was too low. What does that even mean? I swear they just make up a number and pretend there's some wizardry behind it. Then if you ask how to increase it, they say it's too complicated to explain. Sounds like a scam. The conduits are beautiful in the rain, you know, all that water running down from the upper city, rivers and curtains of it, down the pipes and gutters, cascading off all the odd bits of machinery. Maybe you'll get to see it too if spring ever returns. Maybe someday. The trader looks nervous and keeps one protective hand on their stall. King's blessing, citizen. Don't often see new faces down here. Or have we ever met before? I've not too much in STOCK just now. Stock, but if you got wee mouths to feed, maybe I can set something aside next time I do. What can you tell me about this place? You mean the conduits? It's not posh, and it's far from pretty, but it's warm and cheap, and the militia don't bother us, so I suppose that makes it home. This wee bit here is what we call the bazaar. There's no summoning stations down here, and it's harder to invoke the king's magic. Some folks see that as a blessing, though. To the cogs, it seems to be out of sight, out of mind. How come you're down here and not up there? I used to have an SHOP in the upper city, until my license got revoked with no explanation. I meant to have broken a law, but Its Majesty didn't see fit to tell me which one. I petitioned 17 times for a new license. Every single petition got rejected, and the reasons never made sense. Eventually, I gave up. Anyhow, it is what it is. Why do you keep spelling out words? A lot of folk think you can escape the king's notice by avoiding certain words, like B-U-Y or C-O-S-T. No idea if it works, but it can't hurt. So I don't S-E-L-L anything. I unpossess it. Don't get it twisted, mind. These machinists ain't against commerce or making money. You've seen all the fancy shops up top, eh? They just hate anything they can't track and measure. That's how they stay in control. Anyhow, it is what it is. Is what you're doing illegal or something? No one really knows. Some SALES are technically allowed as long as you follow certain rules, but they won't tell you the rules, and anyway, it's always changing. Other stuff is technically banned, except for special cases, only it seems like everything is a special case because no one ever gets punished. When the machinists do arrest someone, they don't explain why. We just have to guess what they did wrong and try not to do the same thing. Alright, King's blessing to you. Well, some strange going-ons here. Does the Clockwork King really have powers that affect people's memory? Weird. Anyway, we'll explore the rest of the conduits down here next time and then head back up. Go higher and higher to the upper levels and see what's there. Maybe we'll get to meet this king. Maybe he doesn't even exist. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.